in monopoly and perfect competition, right? We just proved that. The marginal revenue, MR. MR is change in total revenue divided by change in quantity. So where this 10 came from? Change in total revenue, 0. And then 10. 10 minus 0 divided by 1 minus 0. Answer is 10. Where this 8 came from? Right? 18 minus 10 divided by 2 minus 1. Answer is 8. Where this 2 came from? Right? Total revenue changes 30 minus 28 divided by 5 minus 4. Answer is 2. Wait a second. What did we learn from here? Price is equal to AR. Price is equal to MR. Does it equal or not? No. AR equal to MR. Look at that. AR equal to MR. Answer is no. So what we have learned here, we have learned that unlike perfect competition in which price is equal to AR is equal to MR, price does equal to AR. Both price and AR is not equal to MR. Understand? Again, let's see that. Price is equal to AR, but price and AR both they are not equal to MR. So this is a different condition, different characteristics of monopoly, right? Unlike perfect competition, in which price is equal to AR is equal to MR, in monopoly, this is the situation. Price and AR both, they are not equal to MR. The second characteristic is price is always greater than MR. Look at that. 10, the middle, you see the price here? 9, 8, 7, 6, you see? The third characteristic is that MR can be negative as well. You see? Negative as well. That's also amazing. Sales can be on the negative side. Marginal sales can be negative side. Yes. So this is the sales and this is the marginal sales. Revenue, total revenue, and marginal revenue. They are positive number, but marginal revenue are negative number. And marginal revenue can also be negative. So 3 characteristics we learned from this table. Number 1, the price and AR, they are not equal to the marginal revenue. Instead, price is greater than both price and MR, both. Sorry, price and AR, average revenue, both, they are greater than the marginal revenue. Plus, third one, marginal revenue can be negative. Any question? Marilyn?
No question, sir.
Subhan? Kim? Pinyo?
Yes, sir.
Nam? Dijodi? David? No more question?
No question.
No.
Okay, let's move forward. So, we just talk about that. The marginal revenue is not equal to the price and AR. So let's talk about this theory behind that. So a monopolist, marginal revenue is always less than the price of its goods. The demand curve is downward sloping. When a monopoly drops its price to sell one more unit, the revenue received from previously sold unit also decreases. Right? So you see here. So when they want to sell more, 1 unit from 9 to 8, they decrease the price in order to sell one more unit. Their total revenue also increase, but at decreasing rate. For example, here, let's talk about this 3. So when the price was 9, they were selling 2 gallons of water. In order to sell 3 gallons of water, they decrease the price 9 to 8. By decreasing the price 9 to 8, their total revenue increased by 18 to 24, which is $6 increase. So when they decided to increase their production from 3 to 4 gallons, they decided to decrease their price. So their total revenue increased, but increase was only $4. Look at that. The reason why MR is not equal to the price is because the marginal revenue is not the same. Why? Because by increasing total revenue more, the marginal revenue decreases, right? Addition to total revenue going to be decreased. So a monopoly's marginal revenue has 2 effects on the total revenue. Pretty same. Total revenue is equal to price into quantity. So here we go. So when monopoly wants to increase the amount it sells, which means when monopoly wants to increase its total revenue, it has 2 effects. So total revenue is going to be increased from 2 ways. What is the output effect? If you want to sell more and you want to increase the total revenue, it means you increase the quantity, but you have to decrease the price. There are 2 effects. If you want to increase the total revenue by increasing the quantity, then you must decrease the price. Understand? Or if you want to increase the total revenue by increasing the price, then the quantity effect going to be decrease the quantity. But of course, there are going to be numbers involved here. But there are 2 effects, and that affects also the law of demand. So don't get confused with those output effect and price effect. They are just the law of demand. If you want to increase the total revenue by increasing the quantity, you must decrease the price. That's it. Right? So let's talk about the demand curves. So we just took a screenshot from our previous example here. So this is the quantity, this is the price, and this is the marginal revenue. So let's just plot them. So our x-axis, we just took the quantity, and on y-axis, we took the price. So here we go. When the quantity was 5, price was 6. Right? You just take the numbers here. Here we go. So this is the price line or demand curve. Right? And demand curve is, let me just one more time repeat that one. It's downward sloping, right? Let's plot the marginal revenue curve. The marginal revenue curve, here we go. When it is 3, it is 4. You see, these are in the middle. So these numbers are in the middle because MR is also in the middle. So the correct way to plot them is in the middle of this one, because these shows the changes. And the important point is that it is also downward sloping, And MR can be negative as well, right? Here we go. So you see here, and we prove graphically that price is not equal to MR. In perfectly competitive market, price is equal to MR and they are horizontal straight line. But here we go. The price and MR, they are two different one, and that is in case of monopoly, price line is above and MR line is always below or downside or on the left side of the price line, right? If you see this kind of structure, you automatically know that we are not talking about the competitive market, right? Okay, now profit maximization. A monopoly maximizes profit by producing the quantity at which marginal revenue must be equal to the marginal cost, right? So here we go. MC is equal to MR, but monopoly, they say that price is greater than MR. It means in case of monopoly, price must be greater than MC is equal to MR. So the profit maximization condition for monopoly is that price must be greater than MC is equal to MR. Right? Here we go. So where we have to produce, so this is the price line or demand curve, below is the MR. And this is the editorial cost and this is the marginal cost. So in that case, where we need to produce, where is the Qmax? Qmax is where MC is equal to MR. So this is the Qmax. And Qmax will tell you what? Qmax will tell you where you need to produce to get maximum profit. So you need to produce here, and the cost is on the cost curve. And what is the cost number going to be seen on the y-axis and price on the price line here. This is the total cost of producing Qmax. This is the price, market price of the Qmax. Right? Any question? So if you compare, like I told you, in competition, price is equal to MR is equal to MC, whereas in monopoly, price will be greater than this condition of maximization. And remember, all markets, whether we are in monopoly, oligopoly, monopolistic competition, or perfect competition, the profit is maximum with this condition. That's it. Right? So we are going to end our discussion here on this slide, and we'll talk about our midterm as well. Let me pause the recording, but before pause the recording, if you have any question, then we'll discuss that. After that, I'm going to be pausing the recording here. Any question regarding our monopoly? David, Jacob, Paulo, Dijodi, Miria, Osama, Faik?
No, sir, I don't have any questions.
Okay, if no, then I'm going to be stopping the recording here, and then we'll talk about the other